Hey guys, Richie here from RW Hobbies for my latest bench update for March 2023. Now, short and sweet this week, usual format, talk about what I've been working on, what I finished, what I purchased, got some pretty cool stuff, and look at some of your work on the Facebook group. I haven't been sat in this chair for 3 weeks. It seems weird sitting here. I've done no modeling and nothing for at least 3 weeks, maybe longer. Just the usual stuff, life getting in the way. Beautiful weather here now. It's been unusually warm, so spring kind of came early. Even in January and February it was quite beautiful outside. So as many of you know, especially if you have my Patreon, so you've seen the videos of my Patreon back last year, I bought a bit of fixer-upper house last summer and did quite a lot of renovations and then stopped for various reasons, just well, mainly because I ran out of time and money and just got too much, and I kind of picked it back up now. The weather's nicer, so a lot of work going on in my house, various things. Finally finished my kitchen. That was 95% complete, so I finally had somebody come and do drywall and painting and finish all that off, so that's one room less to do. I had to replace my whole HVAC unit. The furnace was over 25-30 years old. I think it's well past its life, so replaced the furnace, all the HVAC stuff, and ironically my gas bill was actually half this month. It just came in yesterday, so definitely worth going to something more energy efficient, I think. So nothing model related. So that outside had some giant oak trees trimmed back, been fence replaced, been working on the patio area, fire pit, just all kinds of stuff getting ready for the summer and the spring. So almost there. Also got one bathroom left to do now, so I've been tile shopping, get the materials together and get going on that one mid-April. So all my household projects and stuff are getting moving here, and trying to get this thing finished off how I intended. So that's been my main focus. Busy also other things, starting a new job, traveling, doing stuff like that too. So just not really been sat here or had the desire to sit here, just been so busy doing other stuff and projects and plans and that kind of thing. But what I have done is I did finish the A-18D, I think it was, the Legacy Hornet in the Bengal Tiger markings. Now, I've run out of space here, which we'll talk about in the 32nd scale Tomcat in a minute. I don't have any space. I don't really want to sell much stuff I have behind me. So it's actually, for the first time I actually have something outside this room. It's actually in my office. So I'm not going to get it and move it around. So as always, I'll put a little clip in from outside when I finished building this a few weeks back, to show you how it kind of went. And it was actually a really good kit. I think I was a little spoiled because before that I built a Zukimura kit and I built a Tamiya, the F35, so beautiful kits. So this one had some little fit issues, little niggles here and there, nothing major. I think I was missing maybe some decal sheets because I didn't have any like the slime lines or colored decals, and they had no tiger markings for the fuel tanks. Now, I reached out to Kinetic about that, and they said they just ran out of space on the sheet, I guess, with Cartograph, and they just didn't produce them. So I just went with generic Bengal markings, lettering, and not the tiger markings, because if I try to emulate that myself, replicate that, should I say, it would look a hot mess. So I didn't even bother tackling that or hand painting tiger markings, just went with plain fuel tanks, which are fine. And yeah, really happy how it turned out. All the markings were decals, and it was a fun little project. So that one's finished, the one done in the books, and that's my second complete model, I think, of the year. And then I got what I was really excited about, which I kind of lost the mojo a little bit. That's why I've not worked for the last few weeks, but I started work on Trumpeter's 32nd scale F-14D. Now, I know where I'm going to put this thing. It's going to be massive, but I started work on a cockpit tub, and hopefully here on this camera you can see what the Red Oak. No, I'm getting confused. Red Fox instrument panels, and it really good, and they're half the price of Quinta Studios, so fine. Then I went with Red Oak figures. Now the figures wouldn't fit in the seats. They were just positioned incorrectly, weren't great, which is not necessarily Red Oak's fault. It's just, just wasn't designed to come with a kit, right? So I took some fendangling and I had to cut some arms off, some legs off, and use some milliput and a little bit of sculpting and move poses around and stuff. But I got them in the seats, got them in the cockpit nonetheless, and they look kind of okay, I guess. So figures are in, the cockpit tub's complete. Hopefully it does fit in the fuselage, and that's kind of as far as I got. So I went out, built this, had a lot of fun building this part, which is part number 1, which got up on my Patreon after the FA-18D build. So part number 1. Now the other problem is it was going to be 2 parts to do this, but somehow I lost footage of I did really kind of took my time and with the panels and Red Fox stuff, and really did some close-ups and good videos. I just lost the footage. So what can be 2 parts, I had to condense into 1, so it's a missed footage. So we got we kind of somewhat get through it, but that's life with YouTuber, right? So unfortunately, you know, some of the cool stuff I took time to record and stuff we're missing, but I did a video about Quinta Studios and went through that as well, previously about a year or 2 ago. So I've done other videos about it in the past, so it's just a shame I missed that footage because I was pretty happy how it all came out and the video quality and stuff. But this is unless it's gonna be part number 1, we'll get cranking on us again soon and carry on building it and building the rest of the aircraft, which will be a lot of fun too. Being Trumpeter, it's not gonna be overly detailed. It's gonna be yeah, it should go together pretty nicely. So yeah, so got the cockpit tub, built that, and that is as far as I've gone. And like I said, I've not been here for 3 weeks and sat in this chair at all, so it seems a lot weird being here and filming a video again. So yeah, that is really it. So in terms of purchases, I did get some cool stuff. And firstly, this looks like makeup, but Display, who make like the clippers and the tools and various tools and stuff, they now make a gap filler and coagulation accelerator. So gap filler, they do black or white. I got black, I think white's a little thinner, and they got this basically accelerator to make it dry pretty quickly. And it comes in these 2 bottles. I'll put this camera right here. And yeah, this has like a 6-month shelf life, the accelerator. I've not used it yet, so hopefully, you know, I get to try it out, because the space stuff's normally pretty good. And I'm always looking for a good gap filler, because whatever filler you use, you know, it shrinks, or it's various, you know, you can use various other things. But I'm just interested to try this being black as well. You'll see it up on panel lines. It'd be interesting to see it. So I'm excited to try this. So that's this is Bay, which I've not heard of or seen of. I just randomly came across it on AliExpress, and it wasn't too bad. I think maybe like $15 shipped for the set. For 2 from China, and like I said, I'm excited to try it out. So Display color gap filling, which is 0.3 for the black, and a BPA is accelerator. Again, this stuff has a shelf life of about 6 months once you open it. Now I did smell it, and my partner did smell it too, and she said it's very reminiscent of like nail varnish polish products and stuff. So that's probably where they've taken it, and it does look like a makeup bottle as well. So I think this is something to do with like nails of some sort for women, and then this is some kind of CA which is colored black, I guess. So yeah, we'll do a tryout, maybe do a little video, and we'll see how that kind of goes. Next up, I went to God, it seems so long ago now, I went to the local model show here, the Old Dominion show here in Richmond, Virginia, and had the kids, so we just zipped around real quickly, and I wasn't really going to buy anything, but a couple of things caught my eye. So actually, both of them I got for $40, which I think was a good price. So this is brand new, all sealed, and this is Kitty Hawk's RAF Jaguar GR1 which isn't perfect by any means, but I understand if you have it all open, it's okay. If you try to kind of close up all the panels and stuff, that's when you get issues. So I picked this up for $40, discontinued. Some really nice schemes on here. I think I'll probably it's really hard for me to pick whether to go for the Arctic camo, or you've got the desert up Granby, which would probably be really good, or you've got the Cold Shore 54 Squadron, the wraparound camo. Now, I'm inclined to do that because I did once many years ago, probably looking at 30 years ago now maybe, I went to a family stay at Cold Shore, and because my sister was married to an RAF armourer, and went to 54, he was an armourer on 54 Squadron, so I went to Cold Shore. I was staying with them for that week, went to family stay, and checked out these in real life and stuff. So I'm might partial to do that scheme. So got the kit, full of plastic, 48 scale, and just to add, I don't know if it's going to create me more issues or not, but I went online and Neomega do a full resin cockpit set and seat, and that wasn't that expensive. As you can see there, £13.50, so it's about $15. So got this. This box is so full I can't even fit this inside the box. So I've got the resin seat and cockpit set to go with the this guy right here, which I believe comes with the French weapons. So I'll probably leave it unarmed, but I'm sure there's plenty of places you go to get RAF variant weapons. All right, next one I picked up because these are hard to find now. Tamiya's Alfa Romeo 155. In a Martini scheme. Now, to do a few schemes, I built the Jägermeister one, I think, when I was like 10 years old, and with a paintbrush and tube glue and stuff. Martini one, I saw it at the show. It was 45 and partly started. Just, I think the engine block was glued together and like 4 pieces were cut the sprue, and that's pretty much it. So it's pretty much essentially new. No paint or anything like that. $45, I said we'd take 40. Sure, no problem at all. I did check the decals and they seem to be okay. So rare to find kit, I think these are about 86. I think last time I looked on eBay, about $86 it sold for. So again, for $40, pretty happy. As always, now I've got a big stash of cars, and if I ever build them, I don't know. But it's an interesting car, great livery, and a great kit as well. So for $40, I knew I couldn't go wrong. So that was my second purchase from the model show. And finally is this big boy, which... So this, I'll show you in a minute. So let me give it a backstory. So there's a YouTube channel called, I'll try to put a link below, Aztec Dummy, a guy called Lou Damaso. And he builds a lot of sci-fi stuff, but he's retired, I guess, and he just builds during the week. And every Friday, he basically puts a vlog up of him, what he's been working on that week in modeling. And most of it's sci-fi, kind of all your old, like 80s, 90s kind of stuff. And I don't watch all his videos, but there's some videos I just like watching, you know, it's interesting to listen to, cool guy, and he makes some interesting stuff. And I came across him originally because my Battleship Yamamoto, when I was looking at like the lighting kits for it, I found his video came up, and I just subscribed, and that's about 2 years ago, and been watching his videos ever since. And this came up, and what this is YOLO Park, or part, let me check it. It's YOLO Part, and it's Optimus Prime transformer, and it's about 1 foot high, and you see the size of this box. That is full of plastic. I think the face alone has something like 100 parts. It's ridiculous. It's basically a Bandai kind of kit where you got the colored plastic, all clips together, no glue needed, beautiful fits, articulates. Let me put this guy down, it's heavy. All the hands articulate, you can move it around, posable. It's amazing engineering. So it's not a cheap kit. About $200 in the US, plus shipping. And he built this kit. I'm not a huge Transformer guy, but growing up in the 80s, obviously Optimus Prime, everybody knows that, and it just caught my eye. Something a little different to building aircraft all the time. And so I did a little search online. I found this Chinese website, which I actually put up in my Facebook group. So if you remember my Facebook group, I put a link to where to buy this. And I think it was $147 shipped to the US. And obviously when you first come across these sites you never heard of, it's always a lot suspicious. So I did the whole like check Trustpilot, check reviews, and I have pretty good reviews, consistent. And I figured, well, if I pay by PayPal, if it doesn't show up, I'll just get my money back through PayPal. So I took the risk and paid the money, and I didn't hear anything for about 2 weeks. And I was thinking, here we go, no shipping confirmation or anything. And then knock on the door, DHL or whoever, or FedEx, whoever it was, and lo and behold, it was on my doorstep 2 weeks later. So $147. So again, it's not super cheap, but it's a lot cheaper than buying it here, right? I saved myself basically $60 plus tax. Something completely different, and everybody in my household now is fighting over this, like who wants to build it. Like, it's a pretty cool thing. I thought I was going to build it. Now my partner wants to build it, my kids want to build it. Everybody wants to get a go on this thing at some point. It's a pretty cool kit. So again, let me hold it to the camera. They've got another guy, I think Shockwave, I think they do, and I'm really hoping they do Bumblebee, the yellow. I'd love to pick that one up too, but there you go. It's just one of those kits where if you want it, buy it now, because I'm sure in a few months you'll never ever find it again. And it's going around the box here. It's just a cool... Again, this thing is full plastic. I might do a review of this thing. And hopefully there you can see some pictures on the back there. It's posable. It's just awesome. Now it doesn't fold into the a truck. It's just the guy, but that just doesn't transform. But there's plenty of scope on this. Like I say, you can build out the box and just the plastic's all colored, looking good, or you can just paint it. Right? Paint every panel. You can paint it all. You can weather it all. You spend years doing this thing. 800 plus parts, I believe, in this thing. But you can see the box again. This thing is full of sprues of plastic and heavy too. It probably weighs a good 15 pounds probably. So yeah, something really different, really cool, and I definitely will be looking out, like I say, for more of these guys as they release them. I'm sure they will. But yeah, again, if you want to pick this up for under $150, go to my Facebook group and scroll back a couple of weeks or so, and you find my post where I put a link to where I bought it from, and I can vouch, pay for PayPal, and it did arrive here within 2 weeks. So there we go. So. Interesting subjects there, right? It's not just aircraft, but we've got a car, we've got a transformer, who would known. So that is pretty much it from me. So let me scoot around to the Facebook group. There's been a lot of activity there recently, and look at some of your great work. Alright, so as always, you can look around the Facebook group, RW Hobbies Model Makers Club. You can find us there on Facebook, and over 400 members now. So we just started this not that long ago. I think maybe less than a year ago, and had quite a few new members the past month, and took us over. I think the time we're doing this about 402. So link us below as always. What I'll do say is just a courtesy. Just I've noticed some people posting quite a lot of other links and stuff. It's a community group. Feel free to post your other websites or other blogs or other YouTube channels. That's totally cool. Just be cognizant of the fact that rather than just spamming, just always promoting your channel to at least put some of your own content, your own builds up, and yeah, and just be part of the group rather than just using it as a launch pad to get subs or viewers to your own stuff. But first up here, you can see there is Claudio, and his Tamiya F14, 48 scale. Brilliant kit, and he did his in the Iranian markings. And as you remember, I did the Persian cat in Hobby Boss's kit. So looking awesome, beautiful colors, and I do love a F14, especially in some kind of camo markings too. It does definitely look awesome. Pilots in there, going through here. And there you go, what a great build. If you haven't built a Tamiya F14, I suggest you definitely get one, especially like aircraft. This is probably one of the best, if not the best, 48 scale model kits you can buy. It's just a joy to build. Puts a smile on my face. I built several of them, and I have several more in my stash. I just love building this thing. It's no drama, goes together well, cool looking subject, and some really cool markings as well. So that's the first one. Next up we have Richie Lamb and his Viper. He used Red Fox cockpit detail set, which I'm a big fan of. And for Red Fox, as I mentioned in the past in my videos, go to them directly and buy from Hungary. You'll find they're about half the price as if you try buying them from like stores in the US or Europe. Also very reasonable compared to Quinta Studios, about half the price of that. But yeah, here we go. So it's Canby Viper, excellent build here. I remember I did build one of these a few years ago and did do a video build on the channel. Mine is since gone. Not a big helicopter guy, and it took up too much space. So put on Facebook Marketplace and actually ended up going to a Marine Corps museum somewhere in Texas, I believe. So yeah, so if you, I want to say it's like Baytown or Midtown, or I can't remember exactly where it went, but if you're around there and you see a Viper, that was actually my one on display there. But going back to Richie here, he did a great job. The only problem with this kit, I believe, is just there's a little bit lacking a little bit of detail in the cockpit tub. No seat belts or anything like that, so you definitely need to add the detail. But you can see here, went together beautifully well. Cool kit, and reasonably priced too, kit. And there you go, that's the Academy's AH-1Z. I believe it is 1Z, I think it is. Okay, got the glitch, we can't go back, but I'm 99% sure it is. It's AH-1Z, right? Viper. Next up, Luke Carswell and Age of Sigma. Interesting stuff. And I do love a troll, and there you go. So cool little diorama with a guy running with the troll. Looks like trying to catch him there and put him in his left hand in that like cage, I guess, with a bird on. Just really good detail. Very interesting kit. Not something I'd ever do. I don't think I'm that skilled in that kind of hand painting side of things, but very cool. Mean looking dude. And nice toenails as well. Very cool. And next up we have Chris and Hobby Boss's 148 for Yak 28p Firebar. Cool looking, that guy, right? It's just interesting, good use of metallics, just nicely weathered down, interesting, looks fast, mean Soviet jet. And you see here, power line wash too. Like so many people I see aircraft, beautiful aircraft, but no power line wash. You don't see the beautiful detail where this is nicely done. You see all the rivets. And just nicely done. Cool looking aircraft. And there you go. It's not easy to do metallics, and this came out, looks like fantastic. And last up, we have Carol and his Rebel FGR2 in 48 scale. This is a really good kit. I built this one. I'm not a big Phantom guy, but I've built this kit. It's a Hasegawa Reeboks, and if you can still find them, they're really good kits. I think at the time it's like 25-30 bucks. And he built. I think I did the RAF one, but this is a really cool one. I love the base as well. It's a simple base. Yeah, nice tonal differences with the panels and the colors, beautifully painted, and nice subject, and also some pilot figures in there I see as well. So there we go. That's just tons of great work on there. Hard decision, but they're the 5 I picked out, kind of different subjects which caught my eye in the previous month. Also, I like to obviously switch it up as well. You know, if I featured you guys, people in the past month or two, I like try to use different people and feature different people every month, and spread the love through the community. So after that, let's go back to me. Okay, so thank you as always for posting and following the channel and supporting, thumbs up, all that kind of jazz. Like I said, I've been out Luke the past few weeks, hopefully get some more time back over next spring to get going with some more modeling. Definitely want to continue with the F-14 for sure, and then start some other kits as well. It's just time hasn't been on my side right now. Never enough time to do anything, right? So I'm going to wrap it up here, short and sweet. This is my March bench update. I'll be back in 1 month with the next update. In the meantime, enjoy your modeling and have a great spring. Bye.